Harrison. This is a pretty old tune. It was written in 1932. There's a cool version of it on the album Brainwashed from 2002 by George Harrison. So that's what this version is based on. And the chords and lyrics I'm using are from the San Jose Ukulele Club songbook, and I'll put a link in the description to that underneath the video. Okay, so there's kind of a lot of chords in this, but it makes more sense to talk about them as we go along in context. It's the intro cycle, which is part of the verse. It starts F, D minor, G minor, C. If you're not super familiar with G minor, it doesn't always come up. G minor looks like, there it is, looks like this. Pointer finger on the first fret of the A string, middle finger on the second fret of the C, and ring finger on the third fret of the E string. Yeah, so we can just do like a sort of a swung 1, a 2, a 3, a 4 kind of thing. And for this section, we're going to change chords every 2 beats. So we've got F, 2, D minor, G minor, C. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So get used to doing that first, this repeated part. F, D minor, G minor, C. I don't want you, but I hate to lose you. So it's like the first half of the verse. The second half comes in with the F7. So it's like an F chord, but you're adding this note here at the third fret of the C string. So we've got a full bar of this F7. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we've got our B flat bar chord followed by a B flat minor 6, which has a long name, but it's pretty easy to play. Just bar these 3 strings, the C, E, and A strings on the first fret, or if you want to fret them individually, just cram a bunch of fingers in there. So that's like kind of come from the B flat bar chord and kind of contour it to the end of the line. So we've got our F7, you've got me in between. So B flat to B flat minor 6, and then F, C, A minor, F, C. So that part is the devil and the deep blue sea. So deep and blue get 1 chord each. Deep, blue, C to A minor. The devil and the deep blue sea. Or you could think of it as 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the very last bit of that cycle is F for 2 beats and then C for 2 beats. So altogether, the chorus sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. That verse progression happens twice, and then we get to the chorus. The chorus is, I think, so we're in a different key for the chorus. I think it starts in the key of A, coming from F for the verse. Interesting. So anyway, here in the chorus, our first chord cycle goes from A to F sharp minor, which is pretty easy. Just go from your A major chord to dropping or adding your third finger on the second fret of the E string. So A, F sharp minor, B minor to E. So B minor is a bar chord. You bar the second fret and grab the 4th fret of the G string like that. And then E major. The way I think of it is this. You know the shape that you use to play a D chord? Make that shape, but move it up to the 4th fret. And with the finger left over, with your pointer finger, grab the 2nd fret of the A string. So, does that make sense? It looks like a D chord, but you're using your middle, ring, and pinky fingers, and reaching back to the second fret with your the second fret of the A string with your pointer finger. That's one way to play the E chord. You could even just play the G, C, and E strings at the 4th fret, and either mute or just strum through the A string. That'll get you most of the way there. Sometimes, if you want to have like a higher E at the top, this voicing works too, where you bar the 4th fret and then put your pinky finger on the 7th fret of the A string. So these are all E chords that you could use. Yeah, so that chorus, the first half looks like this: A, F sharp minor, B minor, E. It does it again. We're still doing our 1, 2, 1, 2 chords every 2 beats. For the second half of the chorus, we start on C to A minor to D minor to G7, and then it goes to an E flat bar chord to a G. So E flat, so I just talked about how E was kind of like, looks like a D chord, but with this little bit up here. To play an E flat, do the exact same thing, but 1 fret lower. So instead of the 4th fret and the 2nd fret, you want to be in the 3rd fret and the 1st fret. There's your E flat major bar chord. I think, so as it's written, the chorus ends on a G. I think we should add a C7 at the end there on beats 3 and 4 of that bar, just to kind of make it sound better when we go back into the verse. But see what you think. It'll sound like this. I'm starting on A. 1, 2, 3, 4. I want to cross you off my list, but when you come knocking at my door, fate seems to give my heart a twist, and I come running back for more. So yeah, I added a C7 at the end there, and I come running back for more. We've got 4 beats of E flat, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 of G, 1, 2, and then 2 of C7. I just like how that sounds, so I'm going to add it in. You don't have to. Do what sounds good to you. So let's go ahead and skip to the ending, because I think that's the only other new material we haven't covered. When you get to the F7 line, you got me in between the devil and the deep blue sea. Normally we just go on to the next part. This time we're gonna do that line twice. You've got me in between the devil and the deep blue sea. The second time goes like this. You want to start on your F7 chord, a full bar of F7, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then your B flat to B flat minor 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. And this time, after you get to the B flat minor 6, you're gonna give it 2 more full bars. So you got me in between 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, and then our outro, the devil and the deep blue sea. And just as the final chord, kind of like a fancy outro kind of thing, you could do kind of like an A minor, but also with the 3rd fret of the E string. It gives it kind of an open sound. All right, so those are all of the song pieces. Let's go ahead and try to put it all together. 1, 2, 1, 2, here we go.